Yo, what's bouncing my bronies? It's ASageADay here, coming at you guys with another Pro Tip Tuesday, and today we're actually revisiting Standoff, but we're doing Capture the Flag. I know I actually skipped Capture the Flag a couple weeks ago, actually probably like last month, but okay, so I want to sort of clear up a bit of the dilemma. Somebody said to me that awareness pros don't use awareness. Now, I've been getting all these messages, which I'll show you right now, all these messages saying, don't use awareness, you're fucking, better camp with awareness, haha. More. No, that was a different message. A lot of people just trash talking with the fucking awareness thing. I don't get why people hate it so much. I mean, if it's in the game, it's there to be used. It's just like using a shotgun in Hardpoint. Nobody likes it, but it gets used. Using an LMG in Search and Destroy. Nobody likes it, but it gets used. If things are overpowered, like awareness, LMGs, and shotguns are, then they're going to be used regardless. The better way you get into people's heads and make them rage and win games is to use things that are overpowered. So if you were to use an LMG, for example, you'd more than likely piss people off, and you'd win the game essentially. So I don't get what people's output on this whole awareness situation is, but I'll use it and it works really well for me because once again I've got a $300 headset and I want to use it to the best of my advantage. So whatever, dude. I don't really care. Well, you have to be mad. It's only a game. But anyway, we're going to jump into CTF here for you guys right now. And I got my CTF classes on. You guys should remember my CTF classes from the last time. If not, I'll just run through them real quick once we get into the game. So if you don't know what CTF is, basically it's 2 rounds on each side of the map, and both of the rounds go for 5 minutes. And if you have the game tied by the end of those 2 rounds, it goes into what we call a stopwatch. And what the stopwatch is, it's whoever caps the flag the fastest. Now, you can either cap the first flag and then leave it and wait and just defend your flag for the amount of time that you've capped it in, or you could, cap another one and the game will be yours. Or if the enemy team caps your flag faster than you cap theirs, then you've lost the game. So hopefully that'll make sense. But these are my classes. As you guys know, the assault rifles are very much alike. I don't know why I've got an M27 on. I actually realised this gun isn't too bad, and it actually works alright. So I've actually got it on at the moment. So I've got awareness on, and we all know why I use awareness. It's an alright perk. It's really good for CTF if you've got a good enough headset. If not, just stick with dexterity or tac mask. And we've got the SMG, which I hardly ever use because I'm an assault rifle player. So basically, we're just going to get straight into this. Alright. So, the reason why I'm doing this now is because I actually have more of a blatant understanding of the spawns, especially on this map. So, with CTF, you guys should know already that if you pull the flag and you pull it, like, say, packages way, they're going to be spawning, back, like, in green or gas sort of area. And if you pull it gas area, they're going to be spawning back packages. So, basically, let me just run you through the spawn points on CTF. So, say if you've got a rand, right? You've got to watch your radar a lot in competitive gaming. So if you've got a random teammate, and he pulls the flag back green, which is completely fine if your team is back green to help him out. If maybe your team is all tractor and he pulls a back green, they're going to spawn on him. So say you're in this situation. You get 3 down. You pushed up through packages. What you want to do as an AR player is either watch that way or watch right there. 95% of the time, you're going to have people either... they're just going to run out here and try and stop that flag capture. That's if you're pushed up far enough to actually get here before they run out. They could also be pulling back alley once you get 3 dead. It is a 5-second respawn time, so you've got to be careful of that. But your SMG should be pushing straight through here. And if you call out maybe somebody being in top green, mind you, most of this stuff won't work in league play because, league play teammates don't really give a shit about the win, most of them, but... if you call out somebody there, your teammates probably should just chill out for a little bit and back up until that person dies. That is a bit of a risky play, mind you, because if you get called out yourself and they call that they need to rotate back to their flag, and if they got good, team chemistry, they'll more than likely rotate back onto you and you're going to have a shit storm. So, the best advice is if you've got an SMG and you've got 3 down at least, get in there and pull the flag out as fast as you can. So basically, this spawn here is just going to be green. They're going to actually spawn inside green, so you can't see them. You can't block the spawn just by looking at it. You basically just look there, and that'll block the spawn at gas. I'm pretty sure there is a spawn at gas, but that'll basically block the spawn there. And yeah, your subbies should pull it out, and as soon as your subbies pull it out, they don't want to go back green with the flag. They want to pull it straight back from where they came from. So, if your subbies came from packages, they pull up packages. because that's where the enemies are going to be spawning. Alright, so say if we have another scenario here, you get 3 down, once again you're pushing up back alley here. Alright, you got to be careful of this because they're going to be spawning back packages over that way. Now the problem with this is they have easily, you know, they can transfer cover really easily because once again, you can't see them, they can go straight to tank and, you know, you won't be able to fight them off again. You'll have to run all the way around, you know, broken wall and try and cut them off at your flag. But that's easy enough done. I mean, it's not as hard as I say it was, but this one's actually pretty much harder to do because you have that little small window there to try and kill them from the cutoff if you see them run away from there, or you have that window or there. You've only got 3 points of contact from this actual spawn in bottom green. But if you're coming up here, the only place they're going to be spawning is more than likely back packages. Now, you've got to be careful of this again, because they can go to that corner, or they can go up there and pretty much cut you off from their flag. So your subbies are going to want to be pushing either up top green or back green, and that'll basically secure your flag cap. I do actually like pulling gas station more than pulling around tractor, once again, because when you pull tractor, there is not a lot of opportunities of cover from airstrikes, but if you pull, you know, alley side, you've got gas, and further on down you've got butcher, and you can actually stay, you know, lamped up there, or you've got the actual bottom granny room. So I reckon it's actually better to pull back alley than actually go around packages. But do what you have to. You know, if you know they don't have streaks, then you can pull it anywhere. Really, it doesn't really matter. Basically, what I like to do if I come up, you know, green side here, is I like to basically look there because 95% of the time, you know, there's going to be people flooding out of that area, and you're going to be able to pick up a few kills if you've got a decent shot. I actually got a 3-piece by getting people off the flag. I'll try and find it, and I'll put it right here. And if there was no clip there, I'm very sorry I couldn't find it, but, you know, what can you do? So basically, a lot of people are going to be spawning there. You can't block this spawn either by just looking at it, because not most of the spawns you can actually block just by looking at it if you're not careful enough. So you can sit here and your flag carrier can basically pull the flag. If you've got a decent setup on back alley and you've got maybe a couple relay flag runners with your flag carrier, then you can actually pull it with your flag carrier and you should be all fine. One little tip as well, if you're pushing around back alley and you see a kid just sitting here right like this, the funny enough thing is these barrels right here, you'd think would be, you know, solid, would think would be like this, yeah? As you can see, I'm putting dents, I'm putting marks in that dumpster there, but watch this. Complete transference of energy straight through that. There is no hitbox on these barrels. You can shoot straight through them, and the head glitch isn't bothered anymore. You know, it doesn't really matter. And there's another place on this map where you can actually do the same thing over that side. So basically, that's the two strategies on this side. Like, there's a flag running routes. With an AR, what I usually like to do is I usually like to hang around the flag and build my streaks up. In this, I'm not really much of a support OBJ. I'm more of a slayer. In a sense where I'm just not really going for the flag caps, I'm not really going for returns or anything unless I'm close to streaks. I'm usually just sitting around, you know, head glitches and stuff like that, trying to pick off easy kills, trying to, you know, get the advantage on our team. So that's basically what a slayer does if you really wanted to know. So pretty much it's not really a hard job to slay, you just have to have a really decent shot, and you can really do some work if you have a really decent shot, and you should be a slayer in that sense anyway. And your job is just to gain kill streaks. So basically, if you're spawning on this side now this side I actually like spawns on better. I do not like spawns when you're actually spawning over at Granny. I don't really like the spawns because I'm not the best at controlling them. However, on this side it's actually much easier to control the spawns. So straight off the break, mostly all the time, you're going to see people actually running back alley. Now, if they run back alley, you can usually cut them off. You can basically head glitch this car. And you don't have to necessarily shoot at them right here, because if they go into gas, you can basically bring around here, take them out there. Mind you, you know how I said that you can shoot directly through these barrels? Not a lot of people know that you can shoot directly through these barrels. They usually try and go for the headshot because they know you're head glitching, but you know, if you know that little trick, it doesn't matter. The person's going to die on that head glitch anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. So you can basically sit here, because the chances of the actual enemy knowing that you can shoot through those barrels is like slim to none. And I've noticed that a lot of people don't know that you can shoot through them. So you can basically sit here and wait for them to flood out, and if they actually try and push up here as well, you can usually try and pick them off there as well, maybe hip fire a little bit. If they run out of this little area here, you can hip fire there as well. And they're little like you know, they're little things that you'll notice with a lot of teams, that they seem to just run back alley, try and get the early flag cap, and if you actually can cut them off, it's really good. And this is where the awareness comes in handy. If you've got a really good headset, you'll be able to hear people stomping around in bottom wood or, you know, over at gas. The only problem with awareness is you can't bring your gun up faster, so you're not necessarily wanting to sprint as much around in CTF, which is why if you're an AR player, you should be going on the sleigh and not so much the objective. Because if you're an objective runner, you've got to have your gun up real quick. But if you're an AR and you're slaying, not really necessary. Also, what I like to do, sorry, I've sort of screwed up there. Also, what I like to do straight off the rip is also go back packages here. Now, the reason why you get back packages is because a lot of people seem to run through here. If you jump up on top of back packages, even in Search and Destroy, you can actually see people run around from that little barrel area right there. If you can see what I'm circling out, or like right there. You know, you can actually see people run around from there, and you can usually, you know, see if anybody's going to be running there and just jump down and wait for them. Maybe prone here because that's unpredictable, or maybe just, you know, get in this corner here because that's also unpredictable. Most people, you know, expect you to be like at the head glitch waiting for you to run there. Alright, so basically, when you're going to run, if you're going to run around here, as an AR player, I can't really tell you what a subby does because I'm not really a submachine gun player, as you guys would know. As an AR player, I don't really push out of my spawn too much. It's mainly because of the fact if somebody does slip through to our spawn and they pull the flag, I can get a better chance of cutting them off much more faster with an assault rifle at a distance than actually having to run all the way around the map or just wait at their flag, which might be a bad idea because, you know, you'd end up having 4 people on you in a matter of seconds because if somebody pulls the flag, the chances of the whole team rotating back to their flag to see if it's clear is highly likely, so you've got to be careful of that fact. But as a slayer, you know, I sometimes do make risky plays. I mean, risky plays can get you somewhere in this game. Most of the time you see people run through, you know, if you pull the flag out this way, like say if you're spawning grannies and you pull it straight through, you know, tractor side, most people actually run wood. And what I usually like to do is sit at this grey car right here. I don't necessarily like sitting out here. And the reason is because, once again, you have a small window to kill somebody when they run into yellow and get the wall bang, which might be highly unlikely. Whether if you're sitting here, you have that big of a window to kill somebody in. It's really helpful to have this massive area to actually kill somebody in and stuff like that. But, okay, so on this side, what I'm going to do right now is just run you through the spawns. So there's only 2 spawns per side. And well, actually, there's 3 spawns on this one if you count, you know, if you count what I'm about to say. So, all right, one spawn is at tractor side. What they usually tend to do is spawn right in this corner, right here. So, as you're pulling the flag, if you pull it from that side, if you pull it from here and go through, you know, tractor side, you've got to keep an eye on this spawn because if your teammates are back alley, they're going to be spawning here. But then again, if you're aware of that, you can actually get 200 points really quickly by getting a kill with the flag. That's if your accuracy isn't too bad, and that's if you're, you know, on the ball. And once you run through here and kill one player here, you block the spawns, they're going to spawn further back. Okay, so the second spawn is right here. Now, a lot of people, I have hardly ever seen people spawn here unless you pull the flag and you're already packages and your teammates are, you know, alley sort of area, and you've killed all their team and they're going to be spawning here. That's the only time I've actually ever seen people spawn here. But the other main, you know, spawn point would have to be back alley. Now, I could show you exactly where they're going to be spawning, and they're actually going to be spawning along this back fence here. So basically, if your team's pushing back alley, they're blocking this spawn here. So when you look on your radar, if your team's back alley, you know automatically they're going to be spawning, you know, over at this tractor area. And vice versa, if you're spawning at tractor area, you know somebody's back alley. If you're spawning back alley, you know somebody's tractor area. So knowing these spawns not only benefits you killing people off spawn, but it also benefits you killing people at your flag as you just spawned by knowing the spawns, if you know what I mean. So, alright, so here's a little thing. You might have seen this in Search and Destroy, maybe in my hardpoint game. On killing somebody back packages. Now, not a lot of people know about this. A lot of people know about that, is getting up on top of the tractor like so. But not a lot of people know about this, is actually going to this fence and taking somebody out right there. It's easier than you think. It's not really hard at all. And, you know, it's pretty easy to drop them if you've got a good amount of accuracy. I mean, if you don't, then maybe just put a couple of shots into them, call them out to your teammates and let them clean them up. As an AR, once again, I usually stick around this main street area, just wait for them around here. you know, it's not really a hard thing to do. With the awareness perk, it really helps knowing where everybody is, which is why I use it. You know, basically just to know if somebody's next to me or somebody's behind me or wherever somebody's pulling the flag. If they're pulling it behind me, I know they're going to be there. You know, it's just a really, really good perk to use for CTF. So I don't know why people hate people that use it. I mean, it's dumb. It's just a perk. You know. So anyway, that's basically it for CTF. Like, to be dead honest, I don't really do much in CTF. I basically go for kills, go for streaks, and just slay the shit out of the enemy team. I mean, not to talk myself up, but I tend to do really well when I just slay in CTF, and it works really well in a sense because I'm just, you know, I'm not going for the objective. I'm that player that's basically just there to kill everybody, and yeah, the awareness really helps with that. So anyway, guys, that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I mean, there's not much I know about this game type, but hopefully it helped. Alright, guys, like if you liked it, like if you disliked, subscribe if you liked it. My name's been Sage. Hopefully you guys work out what's good for you. I mean, mind you, with this awareness thing, it works really well for me because I've got my Astros set up to a certain specific sound barrier where I can hear my teammates and hear everything in the game. Like, I could sound haul without awareness. It doesn't really bother me. But you know, once again, just a little end game rant here. If you use awareness, if you use LMGs, if you use shotguns, you play what's called the meta game. And what the meta game is basically getting people angry, and if you get people angry, they don't play as good as, you know, as they would if they were calm. So you'd even notice it yourself. If you were raging, you wouldn't play as good as you were if you were actually calm and assertive and collected. So if you use these perks that piss people off, like awareness, if you use these guns that piss people off, like LMG, shotguns, riot shields, you know, you get inside their head, you start playing, you know, mind games with them, and you start to win games. So I don't see why everybody hates them. For a matter of fact, I reckon it's actually a smart play to actually use these kinds of things, because if people watch the kill cam, people seem to think, oh, this guy's a fucking noob, he's using awareness, fuck this kid, fuck this kid, fuck this kid. But the problem is, you're winning the game, and you're just, you know, decimating him, so he can't really talk shit. So anyway, guys, that's basically it. That's basically clearing up this whole awareness bullshit. I don't know why people are so at arms with it. It's kind of dumb, to be dead honest. But anyway, guys, like if you liked it, like if you disliked, subscribe if you liked it. I've already said that, and I'll talk to you guys later. And comment in the comment section below what you guys think if I should bring out GTA 5 and Payday 2. I'm getting them both on Thursday. So anyway, guys, that's it. And see you guys. Peace.